Hey guys, John with Minimotors USA. Today we're going to be replacing a brake switch on a Dualtron 3. This is basically going to apply to sort of replacing any switch or throttle assembly or any wire. It'll also apply if one of your LED PCB boards go out. Kind of any fix on the down tube of the stem. So to get started, we're going to remove these two zip ties. Get in here with a flat screwdriver and just pop it up a little bit. And then pull it apart. Then we're going to pop this second zip tie off. Again, just kind of getting underneath, pushing up a little bit. Loosen the connection and then just snap it around. Now we're removing the wire wraps. The easiest way to remove the wire wrap is to go from the bottom. It's kind of just tucked into the light bar. These wire wraps just unravel around your wires. Okay, once you have the top wire wrap off, you're just going to remove the wire wrap from this side. The wire wrap is going to wrap around the whole wire assembly to the other side. Okay, once you get the wire wrap off the lower section, we're going to go around and take this cover plate off right here. So this, we're looking at a 4mm Allen. Okay, once you get the cover plate screws out, you're just going to pull it out a little bit and set it to the side, and we're going to take these two screws out. It's a 2.5mm Allen. And all your wires are going to run behind this PCB LED board. So when you pull this whole assembly out, you can carefully remove this cover plate. Just kind of creates a little more room. It doesn't put as much stress on the wires by taking that part off first. So now we're going to remove this LED light board. The best way to do that is to pinch in a little bit on the top of the board while pulling the wires a little bit to you. And there are all your wires, your LED board for your lights fits right in the slot of this. And when you take this off, you're going to want to be very careful with this LED board. They're basically 3 little wires which mount to the board at the bottom, so you don't want to stress those wires for chances at it pulling apart. So we're going to gently set that down. And then we're just going to remove all the tape along this wire, and we're going to put our new piece in. One thing to be mindful on all the Dualtrons is the gap at the bottom of the wires, how much room there is for the wires to go around. That dictates how much play is in the handlebars. So you don't want to stress your wires by having those pulled too tight. So just be mindful of that as you're replacing the wires here. Okay, we're going to remove this brake switch now. It's these two small Phillips screws. This cover pops off. This switch will go down and pull right out. Then we'll install the new switch. Once you get the switch installed, you're just going to go around, line up your wires nice and neat, and just tape around the wires where you removed the tape the first time. I'm going to make sure your wires just aren't twisted here. And once you got this all taped up, we're just going to put the LED board back in the light cover. Run the wires behind the light cover. Line it up in the track of the bars. I start at the bottom. Just make sure your wires aren't caught. And you're just going to snap this back into the channel on the way up. Okay, once you get everything kind of lined up here, all your tapes together, I like to put this piece back on before I cinch down this the LED board. It's just a little bit easier to not crimp the wires if you get this on. Just kind of move it to the side. Make sure your wires are all lined up in the channels on the side of this. And then we're going to screw this in. Then we're just going to put this top cover back on. And we're going to rerun the wire wraps, and you're good to go.